Jacobs. Jacobs with running room right up the middle. Jacobs is on his way. The Raiders are going to win this game.
Oh, this is not good. You called it DiCaprio. The Titanic might be happening for Kansas City here.
Here comes Allen with the keep and the leap. Oh, what a run by Josh Allen.
I mean, he's an alien.
On first down, it's Mostert with a carry again. Shedding tackles. Mostert down the sideline. He's got speed. And Mostert still on his feet, dragging Bills inside the 10.
Jones the block at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate and get the first down and break tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block down there by Mooney. He's in for 6. 61-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Justin Fields.
Well, this is why Matt Eberflus and
at the line of scrimmage. And second and long, they will run it. And it is DeAndre Swift with a first down and more. Down inside.
that's what he wants to feed off of, and it helps him call the game better.
Third down and 1 as Taysom Hill took the snap. First down and a lot more. Still on his feet. Inside the 20. Down the sideline.
Steelers crowd the line, need a yard, a lot more than that. Foot race, Joe Mixon, inside.
Well, Carson and Wentz and McLaurin spent a lot of time together as ETN shakes loose. It's still going. All the way into
Second straight start for the Giants inside the 10. And on first down, Saquon Barkley to the sideline. Barkley tiptoeing down the sideline. And here comes the speed. Barkley shoved out of bounds near the...
So far early in this season, they've been struggling.
Jones. Good hole. Aaron Jones has a first down and still going. Jones with a stiff arm and run into Minnesota.
Be good. 2-hour drive between the cities. Chiefs now on first down, protecting the ball and getting out in front. Edwards is there, but there's a flag down. A flag is down.
Lions start from the 43. Here's Swift. And Swift breaks free inside the 30. Finally taken down.
That he does a great job of picking his spots in the secondary. Robinson bursts inside the 30, inside the 20, middle of the field, one man to beat. He goes. Touchdown Jaguars. 37 yards.
From the 25-yard line, some trickery from the Lions as St. Brown takes it down the sideline. Well, that's exactly what this Detroit offense needed.
Boy, did they need that. 8 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage for the Dolphins.
Third down 2. It's Jackson. Oh my gosh, here he goes. He'll sprint. He's being chased by Howard. Looking behind. You can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown.
Carolina drive begins from the 25-yard line. Christian McCaffrey has a hole, has a first down. Christian McCaffrey breaks free. Finally busts one loose. 49 yards inside the New York 25.
Here he is trying to make a man miss in space, and Taylor and has the first down. And Deebo Samuel is inside the 20.
Run 21. And another one. Jones into the secondary. Aaron Jones having a night. Even the officials can't keep up with him. Preston still working here in Green Bay. 2nd and 20. Montgomery tries to get some of it back, and he will. A lot more. He's going to get the first down. What a run by Montgomery for 28 yards.
Hurts keeps around the edge.
and bends it back down. Fighting for the end zone. What a run. Touchdown Philadelphia. Second of the night for Hurts.
Arizona.
3rd down and 9. Fields has time. Looking deep. Not there. Bernard chasing him. Fields eludes him. Fields is going to take off. Fields has room to run. He's got the first down into Houston territory and out of bounds. It's Herbert on 1st down. He's got some room. Big hole for Herbert. Herbert into Houston territory. And Herbert is finally taken down by Derek Stingley. Well, why pass the ball when you can do that on the ground? Khalil Herbert goes for 52.
2nd and short. Hill again. 1st down and then some. Justice Hill breaks it free. Justice Hill makes it 1st and goal. 35-yard run. Jonathan Jones finally brings him down. With that return, best starting field position of the day for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson hits the middle hard. And Lamar Jackson keeps on going inside the 10. Longest run.
Watch the hard count.
On 4th and 1. Robinson, left side, has the first down, and there he goes. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Jacksonville.
Cordero Patterson cuts back, galloping through the Seattle secondary and all the way inside the 40.
However, he has played guard. He played some guard in 2019 and 2020 with the Eagles.
Here is Pollard on that side, trying to hit a home run. Tony Pollard is down inside the 20, and Peters was right there to throw the block that helped spring him. Barkley. Nice cut. There he goes. Saquon to the end zone. Touchdown Giants.
Talk about that next man up mentality. It seems like everybody's taking that to heart.
Get up, get up.
The pitch to Pierce. Good blocking on the perimeter, and there he goes. Across midfield, inside the 10, and he'll take it to the house, 75 yards.
Williams with a big hole. Jamal Williams, can he take it to the house? Yes, he can. Touchdown Lions.
Get those calls communicated.
Rashad Penny straight ahead. Rashad Penny is going to take it in for a Seahawk touchdown. What a turn of events. They're going to run it and get the first down. Rashad Penny, touchdown, Seahawks.
Having a little bit of success against Pat Surtain. 1st and 10. And the swerving Jacobs gets away. They can't bring him down, even by holding on to his jersey. And a foot race into the secondary and brought down by Stearns. What a gallop. He's down near the 17-yard line on a run of 43.
On 1st down, here is a toss. Right up the gut. Wilson. Goodbye. Touchdown 49ers.
Another 6 offensive linemen set for the Browns.
Chubb looking for the first down. Sweeping to the right. He's going to get it. Breaking tackles and up the sideline. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Cleveland. $41 yards.
When your best player really on defense, Derwin James, misses a tackle, it's not your day, and they've got to turn it around fast.
This is Eckler. Eckler breaking free. Eckler in the clear. Can they catch him? To the 15, the 10, inside the 5-yard line before he's brought down from behind by Greg Newsome.
From the 20, it's Stevenson. First down and more. Still going. Ramondre Stevenson finally caught from behind at the 30-yard line of the Lions.
Gino will turn around and hand it off, and there's Walker's first big run of the game, and it's a huge hole. Kenneth Walker, the 21-year-old rookie, is gone for 69 yards into the end zone, and we're tied at 31. There's no running backs, there's no wide receivers on the field right now. And that means they're going to run it with Hill. This is worked every time, and now he's gone. It's a foot race, but the speed of Woolen, will he get there? No! Touchdown! A 60-yard scamper for Taysom Hill.
Pollard right up the middle. Tony Pollard breaking free. Pollard cuts back. Pollard all the way. Touchdown, Dallas. A handoff to McKinnon. Breaking tackles and a big play for a first down, still going. Wow, what a run inside the 35.
Little Herbert is now the running back. He's had some good performances this season, averaging 6 yards per carry. And you can see why here, breaking tackles. Herbert into Washington territory. Fields is down there to help block. Gets inside the 20, cuts it back. First and goal from the 7. Little over a minute. No timeouts for Chicago. Fields rolling left. First down and a lot more. Fields is inside the 20. Takes it to the 6.
Graded in the system, and then now since Jameis Winston has been hurt, now he spends most of his time in the quarterback room as a quarterback.
This is Rashid Shaheed, and Shaheed breaking inside the 10 to the 5, touchdown.
They give it to Hasty, the third running back, and there he goes! JaMycal Hasty, all the way for a touchdown. They've got Etienne and Robinson, and it's Hasty who comes in and lights it up on 3rd and 1.
Andrews told us it was 2020 when he started noticing the difference in how teams were playing him. Kenyon Drake busting it to the outside and a nasty stiff arm to boot. Mike Davis in the backfield, Duvernay in motion. Fake it. Jackson's got a running lane. Oh, abracadabra move by Jackson for a first down.
A trap play inside, and a beauty. Hall running free. Breece Hall inside the 10. He's going to score. Touchdown, Jets.
Here's Cook. Dalvin Cook picks up a first down, still going inside the 30. Cook inside the 10, the 5, touchdown. 53 yards in his return home.
Top of your screen now comes back behind Kyler Murray on a 3rd and 4. Murray keeps, and Murray with a lot of running room. There goes Kyler. Inside the 35. Oh, haven't gotten to Trevor Lawrence today. Haven't had a sack in this game. Not yet anyway. The pitch to Etienne. He turns the corner, and he's loose. Travis Etienne inside the 25 of the Giants.
Lady was that. 2nd and 10. Here's Foreman. Foreman found a hole. First down and more across midfield. Still going. Finally chased down.
We're watching two teams seemingly headed in opposite directions, but a win for Denver
they feel like they're right back in this thing.
Second snap for Denzel Mims. He's in there. They go to the run game. Oh, look at the speed of Breece Hall. He's done it again. Breece Lightning, 62 yards for the touchdown.
For the team and for those players individually.
Here's Walker on first down. Gets the edge. Walker down the sideline. He's got the speed. Walker chugging down the sideline. Can he outrace Michael Davis? He can. 74 yards. And Kenneth Walker may have just put it on ice for Seattle.
Mac Jones in that first half, 3 sacks allowed, but it was a lot more than that.
Yeah, a number of long drives for New England. They just did not cash in. Handling the contact and then breaking away is Stevenson. Ramondre Stevenson is forced out of bounds by Mosley.
Here's Pollard, and sure enough, a first down and more. Welcome to the big show, Tony Pollard, his 3rd touchdown of the day. On 2nd and 8. Henry again. And Henry finding room on the left side. Across the 40 to midfield. And Henry off to the races and is brought down from behind. Caught from behind by Steven Nelson. But what a pickup for Derrick Henry.
3rd down and 1. Algier. Off the
Mariota's
fake.
off to the races.
Mariota faked it to Algier. And Mariota picks up a first down to the 24-yard line.
They try and get with Derrick Henry this season.
We'll hand it off to Henry, and Henry up the middle. Looks a little move. 15, 10, 5. Did he get there? Touchdown. .29 yards.
Digs up in the slot, 3 straight running plays, and Singletary reels off another big one into the secondary. Good cut, Singletary, all the way to the 15-yard line. 32 on that run, his longest of the year.
Had it tonight at 7-0. First down. Pierce again. Off he goes again. Pierce. Boy, this rookie is tremendous.
Quarterback run, always a possibility here.
And it is for Allen. And more. Josh Allen. Sideline. Touchdown. Josh Allen does it himself. 36 yards.
The record for the franchise, 73 rushing touchdowns at the end of the last drive. And here he goes again. Derrick Henry on the run. He got stopped for a moment, but he keeps going. Henry inside the 30, all the way to the 23-yard line. As good as it gets, Derrick Henry. A couple of great runs in his first half.
White. Nice patience, and he's free. Rashad White. One man to beat, and he shoves him down. He just threw Diggs out of the club here in Munich. Gain of 28.
Some easy opportunities out there.
Give him a gain of 7 on the play, and now Najee Harris breaks one into New Orleans territory and breaks a tackle to get some more. Down to the 21-yard line. And Najee Harris a little bit shaken up after he barreled over P.J. Williams.
You know, to have a shot at the playoffs, you know, for him to come and return and hopefully get hot at the end of the season.
This is Chubb breaking free up the sideline to the end zone for the touchdown. 7-1, trying to win a 7th in a row today. Here's Delvin Cook on first down, and Cook's got room. Delvin Cook takes off down the sideline. There he goes. The big play they desperately needed. Delvin Cook with a 71-yard touchdown. And now on 3rd down, Fields will yank it, and there's room to run for Fields. Fields, turn it on the speed. Fields on the angle, trying to outrace Okudah, and he'll beat him to the goal line for the touchdown.
Oh, wow. He's already the leading rusher on third downs. He's only had one 100-yard game. Second down. Oh, there's a big hole. He's off to the races. Chased by Harmon. Chased by Webb. And you can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Colts.
Make that 2 games, Kevin.
6 in the secondary. 3rd and 3. Matt Ryan moves up. He needs the 28. He's got a first down. Look at the 37-year-old quarterback run with a block from Doolin.
Jones spins out of trouble. Oh, Aaron Jones, look at this. Inside the 25. What a run from Aaron Jones. And it looked like maybe the ball could have come out at the end. But they say Jones got it back.
Ball play to Kenyon Drake in a big hole. Drake with a cutback. Drake down the sideline. Kenyon Drake shoved out of bounds inside the 5. Xavier Woods saves the touchdown.
How are you going to ignore the weather? The weather is what it is.
Here's Harris. Harris turns the corner. 10, 5, leaping for the end zone. What a run by Najee Harris.
Side by side from the very start. But they've got a talented roster.
Samuel gets it. Trent Williams out in front of him. Ayuk blocking. Debo. End zone touchdown. What a play. No flags. Another one for San Francisco.
Murray, the pitch, finds a hole. Latavius Murray puts a move on. He's off and running. Loose is Murray all the way inside the 25 of the Panthers.
That was a big interception now. Sets up Derek Carr on the 30-yard line.
Jacobs. 5. Jacobs breaking free, going to the end zone for the touchdown.
Excellent job by him. First contact wins, shoving people around.
Fields, oh, what a move to move past Nixon. And Justin Fields ahead of the field and gone. What a run.
Harris. Stiff arm by Najee Harris. Wow, we've seen some extra effort by Pittsburgh so far today.
Remember, the Bears also have a missed PAT and a field goal blocked in a one-point game. It's not the first time that's happened this year. It's Watson on the end around. He can fly. And he can fly to the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Low snap. Tannehill hands off to Henry. Henry's got some room. Henry's got a first down and much more. Down the sideline. Derrick Henry still going. And Wingard catches him at the 25. A 50-yard run for Derrick Henry.
After the Vikings went 3 and out on their first drive of the second half, it's a fake. And the Lions will pick up the first down and much more inside the 35-yard line. And finally, knocked out of bounds was C.J. Moore.
Meanwhile, Burrow back to work on offense from his own 25. The pitch for Mixon. Mixon following, blocking. Has first down yardage, and here he goes down the sideline. Cut down by John Johnson.
184 passing, 191 rushing.
Another carry for Sanders, and this one breaks loose. He's headed for the end zone. Touchdown.
Check that. 232 rushing.
That's some quick math. And that's 144 today for Sanders.
For Tampa Bay, they're going to run it to McCaffrey right up the middle. And a stiff arm. McCaffrey for 6.
Snaps it a 2 through the middle, and this ends the ball game right here as Mason takes off inside the 10 and gets bumped out of bounds at about the 1-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Allen on the keep. Allen with room to run. Allen headed for the sideline. Josh Allen chugging down the sideline. Look at Allen go! Finally pulled down! Inside the 15 at the 11. McKinley and Crossan caught up with Josh Allen.
It's his 3rd consecutive double-digit sack season. Fields moves in the pocket and gets away. Justin Fields takes off, turns a sack into a big gain and a 1st down. Justin Fields, otherworldly, stays in, steps out at the 9.
He's got a 1st and 10. McKinnon, Brown a block, and a block will open up the door. The game is over. Touchdown run, McKinnon. The Chiefs have won. And they win the division. Unbelievable.
Willis in the shotgun and hands it to Henry. Blockers ahead. Derrick Henry still going. Breaks free. Henry at the 10. 5. Touchdown. Derrick Henry. A 48-yard score. And he continues to feast on the Texans defense.
Taylor Heineke, and there's so many parallels between these two quarterbacks. Neither one is extremely tall. You throw from different angles, you get the opportunity to get a ball tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Ray McCloud on 2nd down and 10. There he goes with the foot race. They're not going to get him. You can kiss him goodbye. 71-yard touchdown. Ray McCloud.
Love the way that he's really seeing the game now, playing very aggressive against the run and doing a good job.
Kmet took the snap, tosses it back, and Fields picks up a 1st down and more. Finally tackled at the Lions.
Stop the run, get back to some of their winning ways.
3rd down and 4. Fields under pressure, takes off, picks up the 1st down across midfield, still going. Justin Fields inside the 20, down to the 10, and finally brought down at the Lions' 8-yard line.
1st and 10 for Jacksonville. And Etienne on 1st down has a crease. There he goes. Etienne. See you later. Touchdown. A 62-yard run.
Gibson along with Dominique Robinson. And now the Lions keep it on the ground on 3rd and 18. And Swift will pick up a Detroit 1st down. Biggest play of the day for the Lions on offense. Now it's flipped back to Jameson Williams. And the rookie takes it inside the 30, the 20, still going. Down inside the 10. Giving his team a chance.
180, what's that?
To play some football past next week. Jamal Williams, cross midfield, still going. Adding to the huge numbers for the Lions offense, in particular on the ground today.
From the 27-yard line, that's Ken Walker, the rookie, who's loose. Walker across midfield, and down the sideline he goes. Inside the 50 to the Jets.
Good feeling with the whole offense, but I love how driven he is.
Eckler finding a seam, showing the wheels. To the 20, Eckler, house call. No flags, 72 yards for the Chargers.
180, what?
Ellinger under center. And they go to the ground game. This is Zach Moss. Shot out of a cannon. Moss taking no prisoners. Inside Houston's 30-yard line.
Don 49.
And Peterson was just a perfect tonic
Exactly the kind of coach that they needed at that moment. Zach Moss. Moss still on his feet, and he is in. Touchdown. Zach Moss flexing his muscle.
And then try and cover these guys once we split them out.
Quick dump off to Elijah Mitchell, who has the touchdown run. Mitchell down the sideline. He cuts back all the way inside the 10 of Arizona. It'll be a 1st and goal 49ers.
Atwell in motion. Akers the carry. Room to the edge, and Akers down the sideline. Cam Akers lowers the shoulder into Quandre Diggs, and a 1st down for the Rams at the 34. We saw this a little bit in practice on Friday. Dallas will fake the give. He'll keep it. And DJ Dallas with room to run. Dallas pulled down inside the 15.
You get to a hot streak at just the right time, timing, little fortuitous nature of this game. Big run, Tyler Algier, he's not done yet. His career high came in that game against New Orleans a few weeks back. He had 139.
All season long watching him, he's done well.
They get it into the hands of Velus Jones. And Jones keeps going all the way to the end zone.
Oh, wow. He never stepped out of bounds.
So Velus Jones for the Bears touchdown.
No team -5 or worse in a turnover differential has won the Super Bowl since the Giants in 2007. Taken off is Pacheco.
He's put in a tough spot, and there goes his old teammate right by him.
Kenneth Walker, nice move to the sideline, and Walker knocked out by Quentin Lake in field goal range.
Bring Curtis Samuel in the backfield now. Going to run a little option. Howe, foot in the ground, nice cut. Howe is in! Touchdown, Washington!
And they run it with Edmonds. He's got the 1st down and more. Chase Edmonds into Chargers territory and tackled at the 42.
He came in for Nick Scott, who's been out with a shoulder. And in the backfield, Walker able to spin away from Floyd. There's Geno out there blocking, and Walker turns nothing into something. And a 1st down out of bounds at the 36.
Part of the decision to step away what he did. McCaffrey with a lot of room. Stiff arming inside the 45 of the Cardinals.
Got to keep these footballs numbers and lower so they fall innocently to the ground if somebody drops it.
Little end around. It's Atwell to the edge. Atwell to the end zone for a Rams touchdown.